They didn't see the lantern for a while after that. Night after night, Clelt and Leyra returned to the river bend, sometimes talking, sometimes silent. But the water remained dim. The air carried no shimmer. The trees stood still. Even the breeze seemed less curious. "It's like it's watching us now," Clelt said one evening. Leyra tilted her head. "Or waiting. For what?" She didn't answer. The silence that followed wasn't the soft, companionable one they'd gotten used to. This one felt rigid, stretched tight like thread on the verge of snapping. Over the next week, Leyra became distant. She still met Clelt at the bend, but her eyes didn't linger, and her words were fewer. Something was shifting, not in the world around them, but between them. Clelt tried not to push, but it gnawed at him. Finally, one night he asked, "Did I do something wrong?" Leyra didn't respond at first. Then, "You didn't, but something's different. Between us?" "No," she said softly. "Inside me." She turned away. "It's like, the more I talk, the less I hear myself." Clelt didn't understand at first, but he respected it. So he let the quiet stand. One night, Clelt came alone. Not to the bend, but deeper into the woods, following the river upstream. He wanted to see if there was something they'd missed. He walked for hours, past tangled roots and sleeping fox dens, past a fallen log carved with initials he didn't recognize. The river curved and narrowed, then widened again. And just when he thought about turning back, he saw it. Not the lantern, a stone. Round, smooth, faintly glowing green, like the one said to be left behind after a wish. He bent down, picked it up. It was warm. When he turned it over, there were carvings on the underside, not letters but shapes, circles within circles, a line splitting through. He felt a sharp tug in his chest, not pain, recognition. He slipped the stone into his coat and returned to the bend, breath quick and thoughts racing. Leyra was waiting for him the next evening. "You were gone last night," she said. "I went looking," he replied. Then he pulled the stone from his coat. "I found this." Leyra stepped forward slowly. Her eyes widened. "I've seen one of these before." "Where?" "In my grandmother's drawer. She called it a wish mark. Said they only show up when something's been undone." Clelt blinked. "Undone?" "She said once a wish is made, it can't be unmade, or only unspoken. Buried so deep that the river forgets." "But what does that mean?" Leyra hesitated. "It means someone gave up their wish. Or worse, someone took it back." The next morning, Clelt brought the stone to the village elder, a woman named Mira who lived in the last cottage before the woods thickened. She listened without interrupting, her eyes never leaving the stone in his hand. Finally, she said, "This mark is old. Older than the river path. Some believe it's the shape of a memory forgotten too soon." "A memory?" Mira nodded. "The lantern doesn't grant wishes the way we hope. It listens to truths we barely know how to speak. And when those truths change, the magic tries to adjust." Clelt's voice caught. "Can it unmake a person?" Mira looked at him. "Not completely, but it can quiet a part of you, the part that remembers how to hope." Clelt didn't go back to the bend that night. He sat under the leaning oak tree, turning the stone over in his hands. He thought about the hollow feeling he used to carry, the weight that had lifted when he met Leyra, the way her voice sounded when she said, "You stayed." And he realized he hadn't made a wish. He had become one. That night, he wrote in his notebook, "What if the wish isn't the lantern? What if it's the light we carry back?" Then he closed the book and waited. Not for the lantern, but for the river to speak again. Because this time he was finally ready to listen.